Afternoon. I see you, Todd. I see you, Dirty Dog. Please throw any questions you might have at me. I am excited for this little session here. Suggestions for a first-year 10U coach. Well, Dirty Dog, I'll start with thanks for volunteering your time and being there for these kids. Somebody's got to do it, and if you're a good coach, it might as well be you. Even though it's a competitive elite travel ball team, you still have to prioritize character and joy. Character and joy. I think when you get into the 8U, the 9U, the 10U, it's kind of tempting to think, okay, now let me think of all those failures I had as a player. I know I used to do that, where I would go, my playing career didn't add up to what I wanted it to, so I'm going to make up for that as a coach. And so you prioritize the win a little too much, and that's where it gets toxic. You can have a both and culture. You can have we want to teach hard work, and hard work equals wins if you come together as a team. And we can also prioritize character and joy. It doesn't need to be an either or. I think a lot of times people, they think, well, you're either going to try and win or you're a participation trophy kind of person. Doesn't have to be that way. It can be a both and. And I recommend you listen to my podcast with Coach Chop and Coach Flicky. It's called Talking Shop with Coach Ballgame and Coach Chop, where we talk about this every episode. And we talk about it with guys like Mookie Betts and Dave Roberts and Coach Rack, among others. So prioritize the character and the joy, and then skill development third. And then the wins will be a byproduct of that. That's a first suggestion there. And then there's lots of technique you can consume on the web. My friends, Coach Bougie with catching, Coach Rack with fielding, DR Hitting, and Ian Jenkins with hitting. And then I'm always throwing some skill content out as well. Thanks for being here. Tell some friends. Throw this link on your text threads and let them know we're doing a live Q&A right here. My next one on the list, fun tips on helping a 5-year-old. Barely baseball is the way I think of it. Yes, you're gonna teach them how to catch a ball, teach them how to throw a ball, teach them how to field, teach them how to hit. But a lot of times, use a tennis ball, use a soft baseball, use wiffle balls, things of that nature. But another thing that I like to do is create really fun activities in the practices, to where when they walk away, they know it was a baseball practice, they know it was a baseball field, but there were water balloons, my coach dressed up in a costume, we played kickball for an inning. So really just make it feel like a birthday party for them at that age, and then they'll want to come back. You just want them to come back at that age. 5-year-olds. As far as how to teach a 5-year-old to run faster, oh man, just have them play a lot of different sports. How do I get my 11-year-old daughter to stop being afraid of getting hit by a comebacker as a pitcher? This is a tough one. Bravery, and I'm sure some of you can relate with the kid that's afraid of getting hit by the pitch as well. It all falls in the same category, and it's very normal. I think the first thing you got to do is you've got to let them know that you care for them, and that it happened to you also. Go ahead and let them know, hey, I went through this. For me, it was Derek McKee when I was 8 years old. He was big and tall, and he threw it really fast, and he hit it really hard. And when he hit me, I was shook for a while, and it took me a while to get over that. So share with them, relate with them that this happened to you as well. And then you can have little talks with them to let them know this is usual. Everybody goes through this, but if you love this game, then I know that you're going to get through this, just like everybody else, just like Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani and Jenny Finch and whoever else. It will pass. But the real remedy is time. Time's really the only thing that helps with fear of getting hit by the ball. Everybody's going to need to go through it at some point. So I really think if you stay positive, you're not going to yell it out of them. You won't ever yell the fear out of them. That'll just slow the process down. But look for small wins. If they do stay in there a little bit longer, if they hit a foul ball instead of jumping out of the box, if they're able to get in front of a comebacker and knock it down, really reward that bravery. 8U, MVP. In tournament finals. Only player to win it on our team. Parents are upset even though we don't pick them. How do I handle this? Well, anytime something negative like this comes up, I always look through a lens of what a great life lesson. What a great opportunity to learn something. So this is a stud player who has won MVP 3 times. And I feel like these parents that are upset with that, what a great opportunity for them to learn a life lesson. What a great opportunity for the kids as well to learn a life lesson that you're not always going to get what you want. Most of the time, you're not going to get what you want. And the experience that they'll have, not getting what they want, and kind of getting a real life punch to the face, so to speak, it's really good experience. When my daughters don't get the part in the play that they want, when they don't get the trophy that they wanted in their dance competition, yeah, it's sad, and I feel for them. But big picture, when you zoom out, the life lessons they're going to gain from that moment are huge. So obviously, some parents they're going to feel like, well, this is I'm getting shafted here. My kid should get the MVP or the trophy. But I think you can lead by example, and you can build a culture that we're not going to reward the kid who hits the most home runs. We're going to reward the kid who's the most kind, who hustles the most. So that's what I always do. I don't ever give out MVPs for kids that play the best or hit it the farthest or throw it the fastest. I give game balls and awards to the kids that were the most kind. And I just did a post about Benny the Jet Rodriguez from the movie The Sandlot. He was the best player on the team. He could have told Smalls to get lost, but he didn't. He was kind to him. He taught him how to catch. So you can control the controllables. Reward the kids that are being the Benny the Jet. Reward the kids that are cheering the loudest. Reward the shy kid that's listening the most. I like to reward good choices as far as that goes. Thanks for being here, guys. A little YouTube Live, a little Q&A during my lunch hour. Text your buddies and tell them that this is going on. 3 mandatory practices a week with 2 games for Little League 9 and 10. I think it's overkill. I agree. It's too much. Don't allow it. Find coaches who prioritize multiple sports. Because when you ask a high school and college coach, what are you looking for? It's not the kid that's burnt out. It's not the one-trick pony that only plays baseball and only plays first base. They're looking for a good athlete and a good kid. And they'd love somebody who loves the game of baseball. Big picture here, all right? Nobody's making the majors at 9 and 10. Nobody's getting a college scholarship at 9 or 10. When you hear that person say, well, they're falling behind. They need more lessons. They need more travel ball. They need more games. They need more practices. 0 major league players, coaches, college coaches, 0 of them are saying that. So just pull them out. Don't allow it. And just let them know, my kid's got hockey. My kid's got swimming. My kid needs to hang out with his family and have dinner. They need to be a regular kid. I had a kid come to my camp and say, you know what, coach, I'm going to quit baseball. My travel ball coach won't let me play soccer because I got to play year-round baseball and I got to be at every practice and game. I said, how old are you? He said 7. That's when I knew there was a problem. So that's my advice, homegirl. 10U travel should be equal playing time. Absolutely. And kids shouldn't specialize. I think every kid should, as long as safety is at the forefront. You can't have Smalls playing first base. Make sure that they've earned the right to play an infield position because they can catch a line drive coming at their face. If they're not paying attention or if they're not ready for a hard ball coming at their face, then we got to keep them in the outfield. So you can create this prize at the end. Like if you achieve this, if you work hard, if you play catch every day and learn how to catch, we're going to let you play other positions. But specializing at 10 is crazy. Just like only playing one sport at that age. Don't fall into the trap. All right. I was a really good outfielder in college because I played football and I played basketball, not because I specialized at the age of 10. Honored. Thank you. Q&A here. Coach pitch this year. Keeping it fun. How do we teach the IQ of the game? Yeah, do it in a really fun way. Even at coach pitch, and especially when you get into kid pitch for the first time, the game gets pretty slow and boring. It's like the equivalent to 20 people just standing around watching a kid shoot free throws for an hour, right? You've just got a lot of wild pitches. You've got a lot of stolen bases. You wanna have movement, and you want to have bat touching ball, somebody fielding a ball, somebody throwing a ball, somebody catching a ball as much as you can. So create practices where it's scrimmages, 4-on-4 scrimmages. Maybe you got a game in the outfield and a game in the infield, drop some bases down, and when you're playing 4-on-4, there's a ball in play nonstop, and then that's where you can really teach the game. When the kids get out there, you have third, short, second, first. You've got a team of 4 hitters, and you're teaching the game while they're scrimmaging. I think Little League game should be 4-on-4, 5-on-5, and just break them up into small groups, because I've seen many a Little League game where the outfielders don't move for 20 minutes. And the most interesting thing that happens is a foul ball every 5 minutes. So you got to make your practices really awesome and fun. That way they can learn that game. Volunteer coaches, how do we differentiate coaching to develop and coaching to impact our kids? Yeah, I think you can do both at the same time. Again, it's a both and culture you're trying to create. A lot of times I like to reward the kids who are making the good choices, and then I let them know those good choices you're making of showing up on time, listening, hustling, paying attention, the byproduct is you get better. You're getting better at your skills, right? And when you teach character, they're going to show up early. They're going to stay late. They're going to go home and ask mom and dad, hey, can we work on this thing that I learned? So again, character's priority one, and then look through that lens of the byproduct is we develop their skills, and then we'll win more games. But again, that's an even bigger byproduct of it. 7 to 9 travel teams for development, or keep them in rec as long as possible. I'm a rec guy. I love rec, but I know that travel ball is a necessity, especially for the elite player. But why can't we make the travel teams development based, right? And make it where we're going 2 days a week max, maybe a day of games, a day of practice, and we're going to let you do other sports as well. I'm trying to stick my foot into that pool of travel ball world and implement this. And I'm just interviewing lots of MLB guys and college coaches and letting them know this works. This is what they're saying. Christian Yelich is saying, what's wrong with the world? Why can't this kid play basketball and swim? Why does he have to play 5 days a week? It's nuts. They're going to burn out physically and mentally. It's going to happen 100% of the time. So I would say stay with rec ball as long as you can. And if you can make rec ball really awesome, if you can make it a great product, then we've got something great. As far as travel ball goes, if you feel like you just need to take more control of it and start your own travel ball team, do so. But please don't make it about winning trophies. Please make it about the big picture. Make it about the kid. You look like you would make a treehouse for your kids. Love that. Appreciate that. all-star team troubles. We haven't been able to get a win in a while. Any recommendations on getting over this hump? Yeah, again, I go back to one of the first questions I answered. The failures, amazing. Like when I zoom out and go big picture and my daughter finishes last in a dance competition, it hurts in the short term, but the long term, the life lessons they're going to gain from just being in a high leverage moment and failure, like being resilient and overcoming failure, that's a huge life lesson. Let's be honest, 0 of these kids, the math says, are going to make it to the major leagues. 0. But they're all going to be adults one day. They're all going to be brothers and sisters, servers of their community, students. They're all going to go through dark times where they're going to need to lean on a valuable lesson a youth coach taught them. So be that coach. Be that coach who tries to create a great life lesson as much as they can. And these 12, 13-year-olds, they're not going to learn these life lessons if they quit baseball. So that's why fun and character development are my top 2 priorities. Large recreation park. How do you get coaches to advance themselves in teaching the game better for all skill levels? Well, that's the secret to the secret. The secret to growing our game is to get the kids to love the game. The secret to that secret is you got to create an army of great coaches. And I just, for me, the impact is my jam. I mean, that's my currency. Impact is the currency. So I think if you can motivate enough people to say, just give it a try, and you do it the right way, you do it with joy, and you do it where you're prioritizing character over talent or wins, these adults are going to fall in love with it because it's really fun when you start coaching the right way. Just do your best to rally the troops, and then I think a lot of people hold back from coaching because they're scared. Maybe they've never played at all, or they've never coached at all. And just be inviting. Like my mentor was when I was a rookie coach. Like my man Sean Flicky, he said, "Hey, you don't have to teach him anything about baseball today. You don't have to know anything about baseball today. Just listen when I gather the team and teach them a skill, but more importantly, engage with them." That's the most important thing for first-time coaches is don't coach them baseball. Ask them questions about themselves. Engage with them. If you show them you care about them as a person, they'll fall in love with the game more. But you're not going to make any pros today. So that I think that holds a lot of parents back from coaching. It's barely coaching. As far as setting up a practice, if you're the head coach and you need some help, set up 3 stations, maybe a wiffle ball batting station, maybe a partner throw and catch station, maybe a base running station. And you've got those parents at those different stations that don't know anything about baseball or how to teach, but you can give them a tip, one little tip, and they can just do that. Kids don't need to learn, advanced things at a young age. So you don't have to teach that. You don't have to know that. Think of it as barely baseball at that age, and much more about how can I get them to fall in love with this place that we're at. Most of the things I learned that are advanced happen in college, right? And just being a good athlete, all of that good stuff, that helped me along the way. Awesome. I got about 6 minutes till I get back to camp here. I appreciate you tuning in for a little live Q&A. Proper size. Let me make sure I'm going down the list. Better coaching experience means more kids returning to play each. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Prince Edward Island, attaboy Zachary. Proper size of a catcher's mitt. That's a good question for Coach Bougie. So reach out to him, DM Coach Bougie, Catching Made Simple. He's dialed in on catchers and equipment. Todd, praise loudly and constructively criticize quietly. I learned that from Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers. Anytime somebody's doing something really good, praise loudly and let everybody know how good they're doing. The hustle by by Spider-Man. Everybody should give him a fist bump and say, great hustle, atta boy, or atta girl. And then if something needs to be spoken about that is challenging or a consequence, you don't want to shame them. You don't want to loudly shame them publicly. You want to talk to them in private. And a lot of times you need time. Let time lapse before you constructively criticize. Also, positive reinforcement is huge. Before you construct, before you tell them they didn't get their glove down, let them know what they are doing right. Hey kid, loved your footwork. Loved your down and ready position. Now let's talk about your glove. During a game, my buddy Chad Chop keeps a notepad in his back pocket, and he doesn't yell out constructive criticisms during the game. It's not productive. He writes it down, and they talk about it the next day at practice. The game should feel like a birthday party. Kid is very down on himself. I did a video on this, just very hard on himself and gets very down. First things first, that's a good quality to have. They'll be a grinder. It won't be easy to please them because they want to get better and better and better. So that's a good quality once it matures. But in the meantime, look for the small wins. When they do improve just slightly, let the whole world know. Guys, give him a fist bump. He's getting better. He gets the improvement award. Give him a game ball at the end of practice. Awesome stuff, guys. So I appreciate you tuning in. We'll do this more often. We'll YouTube livers. But thanks for spending a little lunch hour with me, and have a great weekend. All right, and a great 4th.